The only municipally owned and operated internet service provider in all of New York State is about to deliver broadband to even more homes in the towns of Dryden and Caroline down in Tompkins County. Joining us now, Dryden Fiber Executive Director Dave Makar. Dave, thanks so much for being with us. Really appreciate it.
Absolutely, thank you.
Try to give us just a little bit of background first on what and when Dryden Fiber really just jumped onto the scene and why.
Sure. So for the last 10 or 15 years, the town residents in Dryden have complained about their broadband internet. They have either not had access to it at all. The commercial public companies would not bring service to them, and they asked the town for help, and the town tried to negotiate on their behalf. And after many years, I think 8 or 9 years of negotiation, the town got frustrated and said, we're going to make our own. Oh. So they did.
Yeah. Amazing. You've already got a lot of homes hooked up, but you were just awarded almost $9 million, 8.9 to be exact, $1 million grant. What will that do for Dryden Fiber and, more importantly, the people that are living in Dryden and Caroline?
This is a huge win for the residents of Dryden and the town of Caroline. The two towns combined together to work on this application. The reason we won is because we were prepared. We've already been running this. Our first customers came online in November of 2022. They're using it. They're happy. We have dozens of signups like every week trying to get on board. And we're building a network as fast as we can.
Yeah, I was going to say that's probably a little bit of the issue is you can't build it fast enough to get to everybody that wants it right now, right? Which I imagine the grant's going to help a little bit with.
Yeah, this is a $9 million grant on a $10 million project. So the towns of Caroline and Dryden will be putting in $1 million each. Okay. That'll all be recovered through the cost of the service. It's not free for residents. It's totally optional. It gives the residents another choice. And it helps us, in this case, build about 125 miles of new fiber optic line and reach about 2,600 homes.
Wow, amazing. Do you have at least a general kind of plan, timeline as when we start running this new fiber and getting more people hooked up?
Yeah, I mean, the neat thing is this extends the existing Dryden fiber network. So starting next week, some of the underserved or unserved homes will be covered by this grant and will be able to be supported by this. And over the next 12 months, we'll be doing all the surveying and permitting and construction, and around July of 2025, about a year from now, start to roll this out across the town of Caroline.
Wow. Give me a quick idea, because you kind of mentioned price a little bit in there. Obviously, it's not free, but very competitive, right? Is that a pretty safe way to describe it? And I mean, the service that you provide is about as good as you're going to find anywhere, too, from what I've been reading.
Absolutely. We are not in the business to make money. So we are trying to offer the very lowest price for the very highest speed we can. With fiber optic, we're able to give asynchronous, the same speed up and down, 400 meg up and down speed, which is about 4 times higher than commercial cable providers can offer, and $45 a month. Ooh. That's our lowest tier. And then if there are residents or businesses that want higher speeds or dedicated lines, we do have other options for them.
How much would you say, though? I mean, because I think so many people nowadays just assume that everybody has broadband or high speed, it's just there. How much of a digital divide is there in your communities when we're talking specifically Dryden and Caroline there?
So these are large rural towns. The town of Dryden is about 94 square miles. The town of Caroline, I think, is about 60 square miles. A lot of farmland and rural residences, homes out in the woods that have DSL or dial-up, like dial-up modems in 2024, or DSL connections, or they're relying on satellite, which can be spotty if it's rainy or windy. So we're talking about 10, 15, 20% of the homes that have no service or very limited service.
Wow, I didn't even know dial-up was a thing anymore. Last one for you. Got about maybe 45 seconds left. What would you say to other communities who maybe are seeing this interview? They know a little bit about Dryden Fiber, and they ask, how do we do something similar?
Yeah, call us up. We're happy to tell you the story, what we did, how we've been able to get the bonding needed from there to hiring the right team. We've done this entirely without hiring anyone except for me as executive director. Everything else is through great subcontractors, all located here in New York State, and many of them here in central New York.
Great to see grassroots. Dave Makar from Dryden Fiber. Dave, thanks so much for joining us. Maybe we'll catch up with you soon as we start to lay this fiber line here and get a little update.
That sounds great. Thanks so much.
Thank you.